Well, Bungie was back this week with their This Week at Bungie update, giving us more info about significant dates coming in Season of the Risen, plus an update on crafting and some important changes coming later this season and some big changes coming next season. Well, today I'm going to run through all the latest news from Bungie and Destiny 2, so let's get to it. Well, if you're new around here or find this useful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below for all the latest Destiny 2 content and turn on notifications by hitting that bell. Well, let's go to that update from Bungie, and Bungie say, this week at Bungie, there's quite a bit to do in Destiny 2. Well, hello and welcome again to our weekly instalment of Bungie News. I'm going to be upfront with you, I've been spending quite a lot of time this week diving deeper and deeper into the Witch Queen and Season of the Risen. So between Vow of the Disciple raid, PsyOps Battlegrounds, weekly repeatable story missions and Throne World secrets, you got the Master, Vox Obscura, Wellspring, Iron Banner, Altars of Reflection. It's difficult to think to how to even kick off this twab. So let's stick to what rolled out on Tuesday at the weekly reset and go from there. Over the last few weeks, the Vanguard has entertained a shaky alliance with Keitel and the Cabal. So Trusted Sign has been exploring the minds of Hive lieutenants in the tower, searching for clues on what the Lucent Brood are planning. The final PsyOps battleground has been revealed on the moon, and Saladin is calling for Guardians to stop whatever Hive have started within the walls of the Scarlet Keep. And if you haven't logged in this week, now is your time. I do recommend doing that. It's a really good story this week. Iron Banner has also returned, bringing power-enabled 6v6 combat to the Crucible. As we noted last week, there's some new loot to earn, and this time around there's some new origin perks on each weapon, giving Guardians a brief moment of stealth during the hunt after defeating an enemy. Now, I'm still hunting for my perfect hand cannon roll, but my compulsive reloaded kill clip combo would do just fine until I'm able to secure rapid hit. Pro tip, kill clip bumps this hand cannon archetype up to a 3 tap, aka defeat Guardians in 3 precision shots rather than 4, so it can kick off some lovely streaks if you got the timing right and know when to push. So while some Guardians are just hopping into the Witch Queen for the first time, a few of you are beginning to look at the next few weeks of the season with excitement. Well, this week we're going to be looking through the calendar, and we've got some news from the team regarding crafting currencies with some additional notes on feedback they are monitoring. Well, first up, let's have a look at the Season of the Risen roadmap. So we're just a few days away from our 1-month anniversary of the Witch Queen, and some of you have blasted your way through the Legendary campaign, whilst others are still dabbling in side quests and secrets throughout the Throne World Patrol area. We've still got a few months of the Season of the Risen left, so there's no rush in completing that content. Finish things at your own pace and enjoy the ride. Now, if you're wondering what's coming over the next few weeks, we'd like to plant a few dates on your calendar for things to look forward to. We've got some Iron Banner dates to share, raid challenges to complete, and Guardian games coming towards the end of the season. As a quick note, dates are subject to change, and we're also planning a few Gambit Labs weeks to sprinkle in. We want to let the dust settle from the balance changes introduced at launch, and a few tuning changes and bug fixes that are coming online. So March 15th, that's this week, we've got Iron Banner and a new PsyOps Battleground location. That one was on the moon. On the 22nd of March, that's next week, we've got the Legend PsyOps Battlegrounds and the Vow of Disciple challenges. April 1st, we've got Trials Labs Zone Capture. April the 5th, Grandmaster Nightfalls. April the 8th, Trials Labs Freelance. And April the 12th, we've got another Iron Banner. April the 19th, we've got the Vow of the Disciple Master difficulty, so look out for those adept weapons. Then April the 22nd is Trials Labs Zone Capture. May the 3rd to the 24th, we've got the Guardian Games that is coming back. And then May the 6th, we've got Trials Labs Freelance and the community voted map. Then on May the 10th, we've got Iron Banner, and on May the 20th, we've got Trials Labs Freelance and Zone Capture. So stay tuned to our next week in Destiny within the game, and keep an eye on our @Destiny the Game on Twitter for future announcements. Who knows, maybe we're going to have a few Bungie bounties and community playdates to look forward to in April and May. Well, next up, let's have a look at a crafting update. So over the last few weeks, Guardians have been crafting some spicy weapon rolls at the Enclave on Mars, and patterns have been discovered, traits have been enhanced, and exotic glaives have been shaped. As with all things Destiny, the team has been keeping an eye on every player conversation around crafting, so planning next week's steps, we're looking towards the future. We've got a hotfix coming next Tuesday with a few minor changes and some commentary on feedback items that the team will be looking to address in future patches and tuning passes. So let's go over to the development team, and they say, since the launch of the Witch Queen, we've been watching some feedback on crafting currencies required for specific traits. So one piece of feedback in particular deals with crafting element caps, as some players have been maxing out their elements frequently. Starting next Tuesday with hotfix 4.0.0.4, we're going to be increasing the elemental caps from 250 to 1000 for neutral element, and that cap will be moved from 8,500 to 10,000. Well, next season we're going to be removing ruinous, adrop, mutable and drowned and energetic elements. Only neutral elements will remain. Our initial goals for these currencies were to sustain the interest in non-crafted weapon drops and to retain the chase of weapons with well-rolled perks in post-crafting Destiny 2. The desire was that the player would continually chase for combinations such as subsistence plus rampage to fuel their crafting progression through deep sight weapon completion. While not the only reasons we're removing these specific currencies, there were two design changes pre-launch which made elements ineffectual. We initially had our currency perk per trait, e.g. to craft with rampage you needed a weapon with rampage. However, due to technical and usability issues, for example too many currencies to track, we opted to heavily simplify the element currencies to a handful we shipped at launch. This unfortunately resulted in a decreased interest in chasing specific trait perk elements. Ascendant alloys, the exotic quality crafting material that could be found through high-end content or purchased from Rahul for a high price, made the remaining condensed elements obsolete, and the Ascendant alloy currency was added after we'd already condensed the elements, and we were unable to resolve the experimental issues between the two currencies prior to launch. Specific elements such as ruinous and adrop became redundant, and in some cases in conflict with Ascendant alloys and neutral elements, so we're removing them altogether. Since launch, we've also been watching the player conversation and keeping tabs on the back-end data, and while we don't have specifics to share on the future changes, we did want to note a few areas that we're looking at. So we're looking to add more player control over deep sight weapon unlocking weapon patterns, continuing to monitor deep sight weapon stockpiling, acquisition rates and progression, as well as resonant alloy acquisition rates and behaviour, and we're also discussing feedback around shaping costs for those who wish to experiment more frequently with their trait selections. So many thanks to all who've been sounding off with feedback. Even after these changes go live, we're going to be continuing to monitor the conversation, pairing with feedback and data to help inform our next steps as we continue to iterate on crafting. Well, just a couple of thoughts on crafting. I don't think it's worked out as Bungie has intended. They did outline their objectives before the Witch Queen come out, and it seems they haven't really hit the mark. But it is good to see that Bungie are being open and transparent with what's wrong with crafting, and it looks like these are the first few steps to moving towards a better solution. So I think we're going to have to be a little bit patient with weapon crafting. I do think it is here to stay in Destiny 2, but I do think as well Bungie have a lot of work to do to get it where we want it to be. Well, that is it for all the Destiny 2 news and Roundup this week, and let me know in the comments what you think about all the latest news. What do you think about that roadmap and what are you looking forward to? And also, what do you think of weapon crafting? Well, that is it for this roundup of the latest Destiny 2 news. And as always, thank you so much for watching. For more Destiny 2 content like this, hit that subscribe button down below and subscribe to This Week in Video Games. Or you can follow me on Twitter at TWIVG Podcast. If you enjoyed this video and found it useful, liking and sharing the video would really help me out. Otherwise, check out the other videos on the channel. Well, thanks again. I'll see you soon.